We're about to start our live video today with Melinda. She is a social media strategist with Resonant Marketing, and today she'll be telling us, she'll be giving us tips on how we can be more efficient on social media. If you are a small business or anybody that likes to use social media, like me, one, it changes all the time. It's hard to know what to do. It's so overwhelming. And two, you spend so much time trying to figure it all out. So today we'll be talking about how to use social media efficiently for your business and save time. Okay. Hey, Melinda, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. I can.
All right.
Are you on your laptop?
No, I'm on my cell phone.
Okay, okay, good. Wait, let me see. I'm trying to. Okay,
This is new for
I
me.
can hear that. Say that again.
I've always gone live with my desktop, so going live with my cell phone is a little bit of a new experience for me.
Oh yeah, yeah, me too. But I don't know how to add somebody else. I don't think they give you all those options when you're on a desktop. So yeah, but I'm glad to have you. Thank you so much for joining me today and telling us about social media. Like I was saying, so many small business or anybody out there that try to use social media, they all know how daunting it is to use social media and how much of a time feed it is. So thank you for joining today and educating us about social media.
Thank you for having
My
me.
pleasure. But before we start, please introduce yourself.
Melinda Schmiedeknecht with Resonate Marketing, people how to do social media for themselves.
Awesome. Awesome. And how long have you been in social media? How long have you been working in social media? Or with
I've had
social
my
media?
own team, my own agency for nearly 10 years. It'll be 10 years next month.
Wow. Okay. So that means you know a thing or two from all this time.
I've learned a few
Awesome.
things. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. How about I let you, the expert, talk? I give you the floor.
Okay. Well, I think the first mistake that I see so many small business people make is that they are worried about, okay, I got to get something up, and they only talk about selling their product or service. And that's going to work for a small percentage of people, the people that have a pain point that need you right now, whatever you're doing, like they're about to put their home on the market, for you, or they're about to start looking for a house, then that works for somebody who's has an immediate need maybe. But for a lot of people on social media, they go there to be social. And so the goal of it is to make human connections, and to nurture those relationships. If you're only selling, selling, selling all the time, that turns people off. So that's one of the things when we talk about not wasting your time, you don't want to only talk about selling and turn people off. Then you're wasting your efforts. So you need to have a mix of content that tells people this is who I am, because then that will attract the right people that it's going to be a joy to work with them, right? So you want to say this is who I am so they can find common ground and get to know you and feel like attracted to who you are, because then you know it's going to be a good person to work with. So letting people know who you are, what you like, what you're enjoying, what you're having fun with, the real life things, that is important to communicate on social media. That's worthwhile investment instead of just only talking about what you sell or how you help people. So that's number one. Number two is small business people don't like to see themselves on camera. They don't like pictures of themselves. A lot of people are intimidated by video, and that is a huge challenge that you just have to power through. You have to get over it. And if you work at it over time, you're going to become more comfortable. So again, that goes to not wasting time, because in the beginning you're slow and it's a little bit agonizing maybe, and So the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to be. You're going to get into a rhythm, and it's going to become more natural and easy. And that's a process that it's worth investing in, so that in the end, you're going to be much more efficient because you're going to be comfortable doing that. So those are a couple of big things. But another tip is batching your content,
Yes.
scheduling it in advance. So you can sit down, and at different times in my life, I've sat down and I've scheduled out 1 month's worth of content. Sometimes I've been scheduling 1 week at a time or 2 weeks at a time. So it depends on the flow, the ebb and flow of your business and what you've got on your schedule. But sitting down and being intentional of saying, okay, I want to have, an tip video come out every Wednesday, or do a Facebook Live every Wednesday. Or I'm going to do a customer spotlight. I'm going to post something about one of my customers and help support them and their business once a week. So sitting down and thinking about things like that and scheduling posts in advance so that you don't get busy and go 2 weeks without posting anything on social media.
Guilty.
So one of the big things about social media, here's my saying, my proverb: content is king, but consistency is queen. So being consistent, you don't want to lose momentum by being absent for 2 or 3 weeks because you've gotten busy and you're working in your business instead of on your business, kind of a thing. So scheduling your content in batches can help you. If the wheels come off and you've got 100 fires, you've got at least 1 or 2 posts scheduled for that week.
Mm-hmm.
So my last.
Before you brush on that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
Yeah.
but I have a follow-up question. So I guess I'm sure a lot of our audience is wondering, what kind of content should I be posting for my social media? How do you know what kind of content you should be posting?
Okay, that's a great question. Some experts, I didn't come up with this, it's not original with me, suggest that 20% of your posts are selling, 80% are either educating or fun, just that human connection, human emotion being real. So that means, for instance, if you're going to post 5 days a week, five posts per week, one post can be, I've got a sale, I've got, call me now, or here's how we can help you, and it's a call to action and it's selling your product. The other 4 posts either should just be educating them, there's helpful information about our industry, or, having a funny Friday, or here's our team meeting, or I'm having coffee with somebody, just a human element of some kind. And I do recommend that you mix it up. You have some still images, you have some videos. Again, if you can get comfortable going live, those are great to have a mix of maybe some that are more pre-recorded and polished, and some are more like, here we are at the conference and I just heard from the speaker and here's what I learned. So it's more of a live in the moment type. Having a mix of content is helpful.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, so 2 last time efficiency tips, because we did say this is how to not waste time, how to be effective. So I've talked about some of the things that are effective, but how to not waste time. First of all, put it on your calendar. It is a marketing, business building activity. So to be consistent, you need to put it on your calendar to say, I'm going to batch my content and schedule it out on this day, or I'm going to go engage, I'm going to go like and comment on influencers, important people in my network. I'm going to go like and comment on their posts. That needs to go on your calendar. If you have a regular coffee meeting or networking meeting like the Cobb Chamber, or you're part of a close contact networking group like BNI or Master Networks, on Thursdays you're going to be in a room full of people. Put a reminder on your calendar that says post on social media. that will remind you to take a picture. It can be a selfie, or it can be of somebody else that's there at that meeting, and post it to say, here's so-and-so that I met, and you should check out their business, or this was a great group of people, or whatever. So put those things on your calendar, because even though this is my business, I still go to coffee with people and forget to take a picture, forget to post about it, forget to promote them. So having it on your calendar will help you with that. And then the second tip is set a timer. So if you are being intentional about engaging with others on social media in order to stay top of mind, in order to nurture those relationships, it's very, very important that you're liking and commenting and sharing what other people post. What you post is important, but it's equally important to engage with others strategically. So if you say on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to spend at least 15 minutes engaging with people on Facebook, or engaging with people on LinkedIn, or engaging with people on Instagram. It can be 10 minutes to 30 minutes, whatever, you have the time allotted. It depends on how important social media is to you. But when you have that on your calendar, set a timer on your phone, so that when 15 minutes is up, you hear a ding, and that's your cue. I could surf all day, but I've got to stop, and I've got to move on to other things on my calendar.
That's a great tip. I'm gonna use it right away myself, because it's so easy to get carried away, and because I feel like when you start creating social media content, sometimes it's kind of fun. So you enjoy doing it, and you don't see time. It's like 3 hours later, you are still on that one post. So definitely, I can
Exactly.
see that. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And if you are being strategic in your engagement, you should have a short list of, these are my prospects, these are my referral partners, these are, influencers for my clients. And so when you sit down to Facebook, you're going to engage, or any platform. It could be Snapchat, it could be Pinterest, it could be LinkedIn, whatever platform it is. If you have that strategic list of, these are the people that are important for me to connect with on social media, to stay top of mind with and nurture those relationships, then when you sit down to do engagement, you're not looking at your cousin's vacation photos. You're going to that page, to that profile, and engaging specifically with that person. So that will help you also to be intentional and not get distracted by the shiny objects and go down rabbit trails.
That's great. That's so many great advices. Thank you so much, and I hope our audience is finding value in it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the chat. I'm sure Melinda will love to. I will be happy to answer them as well. To piggyback on that, just quickly, what are some of the mistakes you see people make on social media when they start their social media strategy? Well, like what the top big mistakes?
The top big mistake is selling all the time.
Yeah.
So I already mentioned that. Another mistake I already mentioned is only posting content but not spending any time engaging in conversations with other people. That's a big mistake. And then, especially on Facebook, if you're using your Facebook page, your business page, if you are spending time creating good content and posting it to your page, and it's only being seen by 25 or 50 people, then that's a waste of your effort. And unfortunately, that's kind of the environment for a small business Facebook page these days. I mean, even if you've got 2,000 followers, when you post, Facebook algorithm is only going to show that post to 50 or maybe 100 people until it gets some engagement. Once it gets some likes and comments, then they'll show it to more people. So a lot of people think they don't have a budget for advertising, but my thought is if you went to the trouble to create a good piece of content, maybe it's an educational tip, maybe it's a promotion video, um, it is worth even just $5 to boost that post on Facebook to be seen by a target audience. So I think, we don't have to have a $500, $1,000, $2,000 ad budget in order to boost a post on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, $5 to $20, and that post is going to be seen by hundreds or thousands of people as opposed to 25.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that I think is a mistake, to not invest. Even a small amount can make a difference. Cynthia's asking, thank you for being with us, Cynthia. She's asking, what are some tools I would suggest for a novice? One of the tools that I would suggest is Buffer for scheduling your posts. With Buffer, you can connect 3 profiles for free. I think you can only schedule 10 posts at a time. So there's a limit on the number of posts that you can make at one time. But that is a beginning tool to schedule your content out in advance. Now, if you're only concentrating on Facebook and Instagram, you can use the Facebook Creator Studio, and you can schedule those, and you can push them from Facebook to Instagram very easily, or from Instagram to Facebook at the same time. You don't need a third-party scheduler. But if you're using Facebook and Instagram, then Buffer is a great. The other tool that I will say is a blog that I follow that I love, which is socialmediaexaminer.com. I'm actually a member of their social media marketing society, where I pay a fee each month, and I go in and I listen to training, and I get information about the trends and topics. But their blog is free, and it has excellent snippets. So take one platform that you want to focus on. Where do you think the majority of your ideal customers are hanging out? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it Twitter? And concentrate on that one platform. Go to socialmediaexaminer.com, search Instagram, and read the articles about how to achieve your goals on Instagram. That is a great educational resource for a beginner.
That's great advice. Thank you. I didn't even know that website myself. I will be on it right after this call. Thank you so much
I will
for
type a link
sharing.
in the bottom. Yeah, I'll add a comment with a link to Social Media Examiner and to Buffer.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. So before we end, what would you say is a next step? Let's say somebody, they started, because I'm pretty sure once you start diving into social media and everything else you have to do, you can feel like this is too much. This is overwhelming. What do you recommend to somebody in that kind of position?
Well, first of all, social media, there's a lot of great information out there, so it can be overwhelming, but if you want to do it yourself, it's there. Start with Social Media Examiner. That's a great resource. You can teach yourself just by investing some time in reading up on good strategies. Again, and I recommend focusing narrow, going deep, and then expanding out. Don't try to do too much all at once. Another option is that I have a course. It's an online course. It takes less than 2 hours to complete. And I share with you some of the things I've shared today, but I go into more depth and more details. So it's $67. That's a very, reasonable investment that'll teach you the foundations. Or I do consultations. We can get on a screen share or a phone call, ask your questions. I charge $99 an hour. So just an hour of, instead of watching general education, if you want to say, here's my problem, how do I do this? Then I can walk you through specific questions and help you get started.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'll share those links. If you share them with me, I'll make sure to share that with my friends and families and anybody that follows me on social media as well. Because I've had a lot of questions about social media. So I think this will be very helpful for people. Because if I learn from it and I'm always using social media, I'm pretty sure anybody starting out will learn a lot too. So thank you so much. And Melinda, she's a social media strategist. You can find her on social media at Resonant Marketing, and follow her. She is a wealth of knowledge, and you can learn so much about social media. So I appreciate your time with us today.
Thank you.
And think I was gonna say anything else you want to say before we close out today?
I just want to say that social media is powerful. And it's powerful because it helps us to connect as humans, and we all have a need for connection. So it is worth an investment of time to learn, educate yourself, and get a system going to grow your business.
Absolutely, and I agree 100% with that statement. That being said, I think we have came to the end of our time. Thank you so much. And yeah, everybody find Melinda on social media and follow her and fire your questions away.
Awesome. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. You have a great day and see you next time.
You too.
Bye.